Somebody help me out here. Why is it doing that? Now I gotta wait and see if people come back. If nobody comes back, we're gonna end this shit. Son of a bitch. Now look, I had this shit going over here. As soon as I get people coming in, and I get a lot of people, the fucking camera freezes up. First time it froze up, I tried to flip the camera around so I could show them the whirligigs and stuff because I was talking about them. Fucking camera froze up. And then it was doing fine out there, and it was getting dark, and they couldn't see me. So I was like, let me go inside where it's light, and the fucking camera froze up. Like, was it temperature change, or like what the fuck made it freeze up? I don't know.
Well,
What?
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know why I keep losing you, why my camera keeps freezing. But I'm inside. You can see me now. I plugged my phone in, so hopefully it'll last longer. That last one went on an hour. Holy fuck. You guys, I'm having so much fun doing these live videos. I know why people do them now. They're like addictive. They are. They're fun to talk to you guys and answer your questions and hear different opinions, and you know, and it's so much better than Facebook or chats or like some dumb shit. This is actually quite fun. I enjoy it. But I don't want to do them too often because everybody will get bored. So I see 3 people. I see 3 people come back out of the freaking 29 or whatever I had on the last video. That pisses me off. That pisses me off. And it looks like it's blurry too. Why does it look like it's blurry? Is that because it's the front camera? I'll wait for everybody to come back. Wait for somebody to ask me some fun questions. You guys are taking all like knowledge. You guys are taking it all away. I don't know how much more I got left. Y'all better start asking about some abstract fucking shit. Or some very specific shit, because I don't know how much I got left in there to give out. Oh, I'm sorry guys. I don't know. I don't know if it was the temperature change, the light change from coming from outside to inside froze it up. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I really like Samsungs. I like the Galaxies. I had a Galaxy S3 for like 5 years. I love that thing. But it started, you know, getting really obsolete, slowing down, and all the updates, you know, weren't taken and all this crap. So I got a new phone. I got the S7 last 2 years ago. I got the S7. And I have more problems with this one. It overheats. It does wacky shit. I usually got to restart it once a day because it's getting hot or some stupid shit. So I think they're getting crappier the more the more technology they put into them. The newer they get, the crappier they get. The old ones were really nice and they lasted a long time. These new ones, you can't even change the damn battery in them. What can be done for meeting Loas before I get initiated, if any? So again, I have to stay in my lane on these things. As far as I'm aware, you cannot really meet Loa or understand these types of spirits and these types of energies until you are initiated and you actually experience it. There's no way I know of, because these are initiatory systems for a reason. If anybody could willy-nilly work with these spirits and contact them, you know, what would be the point? I mean, there would be a point, but the initiation is the major point to be able to work these traditions and work with these spirits. Because they don't recognize you. They don't know you. They don't know you from Adam or a hole in the wall. Why would they work, with just anybody? No, they work within their systems. They work with their priests. They work with who's initiated. So the easiest entities to meet are saints. Yeah, I don't know if I would say they're the easiest, but anybody can work with them. Now, that's not saying that every saint will work with every person. That's the difference there. You got to work with the ones that you're really drawn to and see if they want to work with you, or ones that actually come to you. I actually had a fiasco with St. Anthony. I don't understand it, because like I said, he's one I received through my house. He's a house saint, not my personal saint. And something was going on with him. Like, he didn't want to work with me. And for a long time, I thought, maybe I'm just not supposed to fucking work with St. Anthony. Maybe he's just never going to fucking work with me. But something happened somewhere where that kind of smoothed over. I kind of, had a conversation, at the white table for the house. And I was like, look, I got to do this. So let's try and make this work. There was a fiasco with that. I don't know if you guys, on the last live, I talked about that I got a bunk St. Anthony from a thrift store that had like a reverse spirit in it. Like, St. Anthony's supposed to find things, and the spirit that was attached to that St. Anthony was taking things. And those things I have never found. Like, these electric cigarettes. This is my third one. He took 2 of them. And I never fucking found them. And I always lost them downstairs when I was trying to work with him and the table and the spirits of the house. I'd turn around and my electric cigarette's gone. And it's just not that big of a space down there. There's not much down there other than my spirit stuff. There's nowhere for it to go. They vanished, like, never to be seen again. So then I got rid of that statue. I immediately got the money back that got taken from me, but I never got my electric cigarettes back. But then I thought, well, instead of getting a statue, let me just give him a candle on the table, because he's supposed to be there. So I went to the store and I got a St. Anthony candle, and I put it on, the belt to buy it. And I'll be damned, as soon as I set that thing down, I set it straight up and it fell over and rolled right off the belt and smashed on the fucking floor. And I was like, oh, I don't know, the St. Anthony thing, man. Like, there was some kind of problem with the St. Anthony. Like, he did not want to fucking work with me. But somehow we smoothed that. I kept trying, because this is somebody that I have to work with. I don't really have a choice in the matter. Like, I called my my godfather, and I was like, I'm having all these St. Anthony, like, kerfuffles going on. Like, I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to, like, have this saint. And he was like, oh, you're gonna have them. So you're gonna have them regardless. So, I didn't really have a choice with the St. Anthony. So, I just I talked to, the table. I talked to the spirits, and I'm like, look, can we just try this out, make it work somehow, because I don't have a choice. So now I have a St. Anthony candle. I still haven't gotten a statue, but I have the candle, and that's been doing okay. I did a different setup with, I think I said on the previous part that we work with St. Anthony synchronized with Kempa Vita, and so I got her picture on there with the candle, and I got her a really nice frame for the picture, with like lion heads, and like it's a beautiful carved frame, and that seemed to make that go a lot smoother. And so we're working a lot better now with the St. Anthony. But yeah, that's the thing, where not all saints are gonna work with everybody. They just won't. I believe Papa Legba possibly came to me as a kid. How can I work with him? Alright guys, I'm going to tell you something about my Legba. Because I just sat here and told you. So, I have to tell it now. I just sat here and said, you can't work with these spirits unless you're initiated. Right? So, why do I have a Legba? Why did I have a Legba before I was initiated in anything? Why did he come to me? Number one, well, there's several reasons for that. And it confused me for a long time. And I had to get several different readings to figure out why I had a Legba and what was going on. And it turns out that he's actually part of my spiritual court, but it's not actually Papa Legba. It's not. It is he's a Haitian. He's a priest who was initiated in Voodoo in Haiti. And he was a priest of Legba. So when he came to me in the guise, wearing a cloak of Legba. Because he was a priest of Legba. But he's not technically actually Legba. So again, working with these spirits that are part of initiatory systems through my own paths and finding out the way things work, I don't think you can work with the actual spirits of these systems without being initiated. I don't think it's possible. You can work with imposters. Or, like I just said, people that were priests of that particular spirit, and they might come to you in the guise of that spirit, but they're not the actual spirit. And I learned the first time a real African spirit showed up, one of the deities from the system, I learned the difference. In an imposter or a spirit wearing a cloak of that spirit and the actual spirit. There's a big fucking difference. Big difference. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Does he help you find lost things? St. Anthony, he's supposed to. Technically, that's supposed to be his purpose. He's supposed to be the finder of lost objects. Supposedly, if you lose an object, you're supposed to be able to go to St. Anthony and maybe give him a coin or something and be like, hey, I lost this thing, find it. And he's supposed to be really good at finding shit. Like everybody, I hear testimonies all the time that St. Anthony found my shit, you know. But he hasn't worked that way with me. Like I said, we're kind of still working on our relationship. Here's a funny, you guys want a funny story? 2 weeks ago, I just explained how my phone is kind of buggy and it overheats and it does all this shit. Well, it was doing this thing where I could no longer transfer files from the phone to the SD card. Like, every time I tried to, it'd say it failed. So I'm like, let me take this SD card out the phone and clean it off or like do something and put it back in and, you know, see if I can start moving my files over. So my phone has a slot thing that the SD card fits in along with the SIM card for the phone. They both fit in this little card slot and you pull it out and the cards are in there and then you slide it into the phone. So I pull the slot out of the phone and the SD card and the SIM card went flying along with the slot part. Those things are tiny, guys. They're really tiny. I spent 2 hours with a flashlight on my hands and knees looking for all these little pieces that just flew out of because my phone was brick. It was brick without the SIM card and the card slot to put the card in to put it in the phone. 2 hours, hands and knees, flashlight, praying to every goddamn spirit I got. Please, somebody find this thing. Please help me. Somebody help me find it. Come on, please. I was crying, tears, like 2 hours. I'm calling everybody. I'm saying everybody's name. Somebody fucking help me find this shit. All of a sudden, I heard a voice said, "Ask Jesus." I swear to God. Fucking voice said, "Ask Jesus." I said, "Sweet baby Jesus, please help me find this shit." It was right fucking in front of me on the floor. It was right fucking there. I was, oh, hell. No. Oh, hell, no. No. Don't do this to me. No. True story. True fucking story, man. Baby Jesus found the fucking shit. I don't know, but it fucking worked. It was right in front of me, man. 2 hours, flashlight, looking for that shit. I said, "Baby Jesus, help me!" And it was right fucking in front of me on the floor. It just fucking appeared. I ain't even lying, man. All right, Tukawaka, you're back. You were on my last one. I know folks who use psychedelic plants, and some won't even use cold medicine during spiritual work. Do you think using opens you up to unwanted energies or help someone learn to see past the ego? I don't think substances have anything to do with the ego. That's a problem. Like I said, guys, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, but that doesn't mean I didn't used to. I did a lot of drugs when I was young. A lot. And I will not deny that some drugs, especially psychedelic drugs like mushrooms and LSD and all that shit, will definitely open that third eye. It will definitely let you see the world in a completely different way. In fact, when I was young, I'm talking teens, like young, when I would do something like LSD or mushrooms or something, I always had the belief that the way you see things when you're on those substances is the actual way the world is. Like, that's what it really looks like. That's what shit really does. And the rest of the time, it's like a veil, if that makes any sense to you guys. It's like when you do those kind of substances, the veil lifts and you get clarity and you can see things for the way they really are. That was always my perception and my concept of it. I don't do those things anymore, but I definitely think that they can help with connection and communication and opening up that third eye. Now, I'm not advocating, I'm not telling everybody, hey, go out and do LSD to open up your third eye and communicate with spirits. This is not what I'm saying. Don't go there.
Anything.
I am not advocating any drug whatsoever. I'm just stating my personal experience when I was young and I would do those kinds of substances. Back then I would think that they can help. I think there's a tribe in Brazil, I want to say, that does a psychedelic called ayahuasca. And there's actually like a whole church, like a whole temple built around using this drug. It's a psychedelic drug, and it's supposed to connect you with, the divine, like, oneness of the universe and, like, all. So I read. I've never done it. But yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Is Jesus workable? Apparently he is, Boris. I love saying that name, Boris. a good name. Boris. Yeah, you know what? I might name my next pet Boris. I really might. I like that name. Yeah, apparently Jesus is workable. But, I mean, there's a thing. I don't remember the exact terminology name for it, but there's a thing. It's called something, but I don't remember what it's called. But it's a theory that if people put enough energy into something, that they can manifest it and make it real. An example of this was actually a study done, like a whole bunch of like 6 or 8 psychiatrists got together in like this old house or something, and they made up a story. They made up a story of this like kind of creature thing or something, you know, they wrote it down, they gave it a backstory, they made up this whole story about this creature, and they focused on it and talked about it and gave it a, you know, a life and a background and all this and stuff, and they actually manifested that thing according to the study. Like, they made it real. So if you take something like Jesus, how many people in the world put energy and worship Jesus? There's a fucking lot, like 3 million or 3 billion or something, like, worship Jesus. So even that much energy put into something would give it life, would give it that energy and make it real. So, I mean, people, can you work Jesus? Yeah, I would say you can. Obviously, I just told you my story. I've worked them. They make, you know, they make the 7-day candles for the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the Just Judge Jesus. There's all kinds of candles and things that are made for that particular purpose to work Jesus, basically. So yeah, I think you can work Jesus. He did the Buddy Christ. Jesus is one funny mofo, yeah. Made it finally. Oh, Roots and Conjure, you're back. Hi. I'm like having all the same people that were on my last video. You guys love me and nobody else does. Philip Experiment, 1972. Is that what it was? Boris Philip. Yeah, I knew it was a thing. I've read about it. I have so much information in here, guys. Like, it's. But I remember things. I just don't remember who, what, where, when. You know, why. But I remember the details of things. If you believe in it hard enough, it normally comes true. My mom used to tell me that a lot. Yeah, and the same goes, and this is a lesson I try and drill into my husband's head all the time. This is the whole concept of conjure, witchcraft, and magic, guys. It's your intent and your focus and your believing in something so much that you fucking manifest that shit. But the same goes for negative shit. If you guys run around and you always think the worst, you always think the worst thing's gonna happen. Oh, if I go here, this is gonna fucking happen, and this is gonna be fucking bullshit, and oh god, if that person comes around, oh, this is gonna fucking happen. If you focus on the worst possible outcome of a situation, that's what it's gonna be. Because that's what you're focusing on. You know? I don't want to sit here and be like, be positive all the time and try and, you know, everything be positive and think positive and don't think negative. But it really kind of is that. You know, I always try and see the good in any situation, no matter how bad it looks. I try and find a good thing about it. Like, we got a bolt in the tire 2 weeks ago. Ran over a fucking big fat bolt in the goddamn tire. And my good in the situation was, hey, we got a spare and it's full of air. Hey, we're not fucking stranded. You know, that's, you gotta try and find the positive and the good in the situation rather than focusing on the negative in the situation. Or you will manifest that fucking shit if you're always focusing on the negative. Okay. Thought forms can be made solid with enough power. Love your channel. Thank you, Jordan. Tukawaka wants to know if there's any more on divination. I might have missed that part. No, we actually haven't talked about any divination tonight. I haven't asked again if I'm permitted to kind of do a one-question reading for everybody. And see, and here's the thing. These systems are a lot to learn. I'm on 6% battery, guys, so we're going to have to cut it soon. I have it plugged in, so it should last a little longer. These systems are a lot to learn, and I kind of see why they don't want me quite doing it yet, because, I mean, I have done some practice readings on some close friends and family and stuff like that, but I haven't done them live. Like, I haven't had people call me and I try and, like, do a reading. I haven't done it in person for somebody. I've always done it through message or something like that. And, so I'm still learning, like, flipping through my books. Like, I'll throw something and I'll be like, what does this mean? And I'm flipping through the fucking book. And then I gotta read the thing. And then I gotta interpret the thing for the situation of what the question's being asked. And, you know, so doing it live, I can kind of understand why they don't want me doing that yet. And it's getting dim. We're going to have to cut it soon, guys. So let me try and get to the rest of the questions. Thank you, Boris. Thank you, Megan. Yeah, any more questions real quick? We're going to have to cut it off. The battery is dying. Roots and Conjure says, I read oracle cards. It's easy for me. I use pendulum sometimes too. Practice makes perfect. Yes, it does. And like I said, the one system I've been learning for a year, I still ain't got it down. About half. I got about half. Like, I'm about halfway where I can throw something and not have to really look at the book. Like, I can throw it and read it and know what it means, where I don't have to flip through the book and be like, what does this one mean? You know, I'm like halfway there. So maybe another year I'll have it down. I don't know. I just want to say I love your channel and you're funny as hell. I am funny as hell. I laugh at myself. I make my own jokes. Yeah. So, okay, thank you guys. Allie, Tukawaka, Roots and Conjure, Megan, Boris, Carlos. Thank you, everybody. Like, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Baby Jesus found my shit, man. Y'all ain't lying. Sweet baby fucking Jesus found my fucking SIM card shit. I ain't fucking lying. You can't make this shit up, guys. You can't. It figures, as soon as my battery's down, a whole bunch of people are now fucking popping on, and I have to go. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see it, like, it's getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. I'm at 4%. Yep. So, okay, guys, I'm sorry this got all buggered up, and I had to do, like, a 3-part kind of thing. My camera kept fucking up. My battery's dying. I'm going to try and do this once a week. It might be like a every Thursday night thing. It might be like a every Friday thing. Look at all these people coming on now. Like, mad people are coming on, and I got to close it down. So, I probably didn't get to everyone's questions. Thank you, Janine. So, yeah, we'll try and do it, like, maybe once a week, because I really do enjoy this. I have fun. It's fun for me. I do, and I hope you guys find it fun, and you guys enjoy it, and don't get sick of hearing my voice. So, like, subscribe, smash that subscribe bell, so when I do go live, you guys get notified. Visit the website, primitiverootsconjure.com. Like me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Primitive Roots. And you guys have a wonderful week. Like, subscribe, and share.